Hello and welcome back to Enterprise Coworking Community Spotlight. This month we are sitting down with Alex Kuklinski, founder and CEO of Fyiio. Hi, Alex. How are you today?
Good, Lauren. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for sitting down with us.
Yeah, of course.
So let's get into it. Why don't you tell us about Fyiio?
Yeah, so Fyiio is basically a place to show people how to do stuff. It's a framework for building how-to guides on pretty much anything. So folks use it for customer onboarding and education. People also use it for customer onboarding and in-app guides. But we're also can be used for recipes, outdoor guides, pretty much anything.
Oh, super useful.
So yeah, thanks.
So how long have you guys been in business?
So that's an interesting question. So this basically started as a YouTube channel when I was in high school in 2006.
Wow.
So the story is that a friend of mine asked me to help her with a video project, and because she's a girl and I was socially awkward, I made a video instead of helping her in person. But then that video got viewed way more times than anything else I had made before. So I kept making how-to videos on YouTube and ultimately grew that to about 23 million views, like 30 some thousand subscribers. But I got a lot of media attention for some of the content for some of the content that I was producing. So we had some features by like NPR, Business Insider, Engadget. And basically we got a bunch of requests for the written versions of my videos, which didn't exist. And that kind of got this ball rolling on, a platform for building how-to guides with videos and written step-by-step instructions. And fast forward 19 years. But yeah, it's been like a progressive evolution, really ever since 2006. But we're redoing the platform right now. Like I'm building it, and it's currently in early access. So that's kind of the really long story short.
That's awesome. Wow, that's a long time. I didn't know that whole
Yeah,
story. Yeah.
yeah. It's funny. It just started with how-to videos on YouTube, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun.
Very cool. Very cool. What makes Bio different from other companies in your field, if there are any comparable
Yeah,
companies?
I like to say that our competition is everything,
Yeah.
because if you're doing a how-to guide, I mean, you're using YouTube or Vimeo or Google Docs or really any other tool. But really with us, a lot of the emphasis around it is like you don't have to be an instructional designer to make good tutorials. And so really what we're trying to focus on is really allowing folks with any different background, experience level to produce guides that can help other people. So really the tutorial builder that we have has good instructional design principles baked into it. Or if you already have like a Google Doc or a video, you can put it in and it'll format it automatically for you. But the big thing really, at the very surface is that we combine video and written step-by-step instructions together in the same location. So you don't have to toggle between like different platforms to get those different types of like learning instruction. But then also for folks that are producing the content, it's you don't have to use a bunch of different tools. So you don't have to use Google Docs and YouTube or have a bunch of different versions of the same document in Google Drive or SharePoint or any of those other tools. So kind of like a central spot for producing video and written instructions. But then one of the other things too is, at least from YouTube, one of the things that always drove me nuts was I couldn't ever update my videos. So what ended up happening was I would have 5 or 6 different versions of the same tutorial on YouTube, but I can't delete the old ones because the algorithm is consistently pushing people to the old ones, but then it's a bad experience because then people view outdated content. And so with us, one of the big things I wanted to do was have the ability for folks to update the video or update the written instructions, and then it gets pushed like wherever that content lives. So so that's a few things.
Yeah.
But on the surface, that's pretty much I would say some of the big things.
Yeah, that's awesome. Everything in one place is so important because,
Yeah, for sure.
nowadays everyone
I mean,
has
it's,
so many
it's
tabs up.
yeah. Well, it's funny too because with when I starting with YouTube, right? It's really just me making content on YouTube and just getting the feedback, right? But I'm a big believer in, researching the things before you go build a bunch of stuff. And really it was like I had the problems on YouTube, but then I found that it was just a much bigger problem with different orgs. And so it's funny because like tutorials and instructions and whatever, it's a very not sexy thing, but it's also interesting when I've never met anybody that hasn't looked up how to do anything. So
Right.
yeah,
Right. It's useful, so useful. Yeah.
yeah.
So why did you choose enterprise co-working?
Yeah, so I mean, you guys have been a big supporter of 1 million cups and allowing us to use the space. And so I think my first time at Enterprise was 3 or 4 years ago now, just through 1 million cups. And so, since I kind of took that over 2 or 3 years ago, yeah, I was just here every Wednesday doing the event. And then, we got more clients and it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm already here all the time and you guys are so nice and the space is awesome. So it was just a really good fit.
Yeah, we loved having you here. Speaking of 1 million cups, for our viewers that may not know about 1 million cups,
Mhm.
tell them a little bit about it.
Yeah, so 1 million cups is a safe place for entrepreneurs to practice giving presentations of any kind. And so we don't care if it's practicing like a sales presentation or an investor deck, and I just came up with this idea a couple days ago and I want some feedback deck. We really want to be a safe place for folks to practice giving those presentations. And I think the phrase or like the term startup generally has meant tech in the past. And I really disagree with that. I think that we have folks that, let's just say, run enterprise or run coffee shops or mechanic shops and all that type of stuff. Like we all have the same problems. Like we're all trying to build a business, we're all trying to get customers, we're all trying to, make a difference. And so we're trying to be very inclusive of the types of companies that we allow. And I think as a result of that, we get some pretty interesting presentations. And it's not kind of just, you know, SaaS company after SaaS company after SaaS company giving presentations. So we've had folks that are um, like chefs that have restaurants. We've had food trucks. Um, we've had, let's see what else. We've had cannabis shops. We've had like clothing makers. Of course, we have like, typical SaaS, like what you would typically look at startups. Like we've had those types of companies too. But it's pretty wide range of companies that come in and present. And so the format is each company gets 6 minutes to present and practice giving their presentation. And then the rest of the time is open for Q&A and feedback. And so, I'll always say like, this is so-and-so, they're practicing, let's say, an investor deck. They're looking to go raise some seed money. And they're specifically looking for feedback on one, two, three. And then I kind of just facilitate the conversation with our audience. We typically get about, especially now, we typically get about 25 people a week. And so everybody's from a diverse set of backgrounds, which gives a lot of good feedback to our presenters every week. We do it every Wednesday, 9 a.m. here at Enterprise. We're typically in the basement, but you'll see the signs. So hope to see you around there.
Totally, totally. And I'll include the meetup group link in my description for this video. So if anybody wants to
Sweet.
check that out, we'll have that in there as well. Let's see. Is there anything else that you would like our viewers to know about you, about your company, about whatever before we close out here?
Yeah, come to Million Cups.
Yeah.
Come say hi. We have a really good group of folks that come in every week. And so, sometimes we have a presenter drop out last minute, but folks have been like, we don't want you to cancel because most of the value that we get is just hanging out with like-minded people. And so, yeah, I'd love to see you at Million Cups. Of course, we're always looking for feedback on what we're doing, especially in this early access phase for Fyiio. And so our website's a little sparse, but love to get your feedback on what we're building, especially if you do like how-to guides for folks.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you, Alex, so much for sitting down with us today. We really appreciate having you as a member in this space. We love having you here. So like you said, if you want to go check out the website, you can go to fyi.io. I will also have that linked down below. And check it out, give some feedback and anything like that. Thanks,
Sweet.
Alex.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, Lauren. Thanks so much.